might be a little bit of a heavy one, so if you're not in the mood, keep going, keep going. So Mother's Day just passed. Well, this might go up a few days after Mother's Day, but it's still relevant. And me and James were actually looking at the baby's like newborn pictures on Mother's Day, and it was making me so emotional just like thinking about her as a newborn and also thinking about me. And in the conversation, me and James were just talking, and we were just like that we both wish we could have given her this version of us back when she was a newborn. I always feel guilt, and not guilt towards how I felt, more guilt towards Alaska, where like I feel like I was just a hot mess when she was born. Like mentally, it was a lot, and so I feel like I couldn't give her like the best of me. I think when it's like your first kid, you're just in it and you don't know when it's gonna end, so I think it's harder to like remind yourself of that. And so now that she's older, I'm like, I'm so sad that I will never get to give her how I feel about her when she was born. So when she was born, my postpartum recovery was not the best, so I think that made it worse. And she cried a lot. I told you guys she was a big crier. And even like when she was first born, like I didn't feel connected to her right away. It was more just like I knew I had to take care of her because she was my baby, and I didn't feel the blues. I didn't feel depressed. I was just like it was just like life, like a truck hit me, and I was just like on survival mode. Like I didn't even know what I was feeling. I was just there. Like James had went to work pretty early on. I think I was like almost a month postpartum when he went back to work, so that was a whole other thing. So I feel like in the waking up during the night, like everything was just like, and even when I was in labor, like I never got to rest before giving birth. So I feel like once labor started and life started, I just never got to rest. And me personally, I need sleep. If I don't get like a decent amount, at least 6 hours of sleep now, before I needed more, I'm a hot mess. I'm moody, I'm edgy, like don't talk to me. Like I just get very triggered. And so it makes me sad when I think about it now, that I'm like, I love her so much. Like there was one time, I always talk, me and James always remember this is like a key moment into me knowing that I was just like gone or like disconnected. I don't know, but there was a time, she was probably like 2 weeks old at this point, and she would cry every time at the same time in the evening. In the morning she had like a schedule to cry. When we were all supposed to be going to sleep, it was like 8 p.m. and she just wakes up crying. She wouldn't stop crying, so I go to hold her because I don't want James to wake up, because obviously we're fried, we need the sleep we can get. So I'm like, let me take her out of the room so he doesn't wake up. I'm in the living room and I'm just carrying her, doesn't stop crying. I don't know what to do at this point, so I just start crying because I'm like, I don't know what to do. So I go back to the room and I'm just crying, and I tell James, take her, I can't anymore. And she just kept crying. And he just like got scared, because I think he saw me and was like, oh my God, she's going through it. Until this day, I think about that day and I'm like, it's crazy how much I have changed with Alaska, because now I could not imagine giving her to James if she was crying. We're like, those times it was just like, oh my God, like I just need to not hear her, like put her over there, like I can't deal with it. And it makes me feel terrible. But every Sunday, the anxiety I would feel in the evening of James returning to work was insane. I think it was just like, I didn't know what the day was gonna look like. I knew I was gonna be alone, and he would leave at like 4 a.m. So it was like, at that point she would almost be waking up for like her last bottle of the night. And I would just be like, oh my God, what is the day gonna be? It was just a weird time. And I remember just like when James would call me sometimes, he would do like check-ins. He still does, like he calls in the morning, calls a few times during his work shift. And every time he would call, she would be crying and I would just bawl, and I would just be like, I don't know what to do. Like, and this went on maybe till she was like 4 months. Then I think he like slowly started to get better. And me and James always remember this moment. He remembers it more because I was bawling from happiness, but she was maybe like almost 4 months. And in the evening she would always cry. So during bath time she would be losing it, absolutely losing it. So one day James was like, let's put spa music and put her in like the kitchen sink and we could dim the lights. When I tell you, that little girl was so peaceful, and she just like looked at me and kind of like smiled during the music, and my heart just like she just calmed down, and it felt like she saw me and I saw her. Sorry guys, I had to take a break because you know what happens when you talk about your kid. So it was just like a beautiful moment, and I was like, that was like, I feel like the uphill to just like it getting better. And it's weird because sometimes I see certain pictures and I remember those like little pockets of joy, and it brings me joy because I'm like, okay, that like I remember feeling that. Yeah, so I always tell James, I'm like, I'm so sad that the way I feel about her now was not like how I saw just like being a mom then. And I also feel like you don't see enough about this, like how moms feel postpartum, because the expectation is to like be obsessed with your child, love your child the day that they're born, the minute that they're born. And it's like, and if you don't, like, oh my god, you might be a shitty mom. It's not that. Like, you're a whole person dealing with change that happens literally from like one day to the other. Because even if you're pregnant, you cannot prepare for being a mom. Like, you could think about what it's gonna be like, and once that kid comes, it's a whole other thing, you know? I thought about it. I'm like, do I, like, if Alaska, when they saw this video, like, would it make me feel bad? And I don't think so. I was like, for me, it brings some sort of peace for myself. Maybe she'll see it differently. I don't know. It'll be a conversation. But like, even my mom, we didn't really talk about her postpartum stories. We didn't know a lot about negative experiences postpartum. And so I thought about it, and I was like, you know what, for Alaska, it might be nice for her to see it, because for her to like see this side, because I don't know what her, if she decides to have kids, what her story is gonna be, you know? I think like just hearing other people's stories, it, you know, it makes you feel less like alone or less guilty for feeling that way. Yeah, till this day, I'm like, I wonder if I'll ever get over the regret or like the sad feeling that I feel when I think about like Alaska did not get how I feel about her then. But yeah, I guess that's just part of the postpartum life. You know, you can't control it because your body is going through everything and the hormones, oh my god. So I guess, you know, it's something that you process through life or process over time. I have no idea. But yeah, guys, I just wanted to share a little bit. Heavy starts in the morning, right? But anyways, guys, let me know if you relate, or if you don't, that's okay too. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna go get my little baby now. But take care. Bye bye.